G'day guys, welcome back to another video. So in this special episode, I'm not in South Australia, but I'm actually in Victoria, off to the east of South Australia in the Dandenong Ranges, just outside of Melbourne. And this place is called Grant's Picnic Ground, but there's a lovely forest, as you can see here. There's all sorts of different bird sounds in the background, like that one. In fact, I don't even know what bird makes that sound. That sounds amazing. There's all sorts of cockatoos and kookaburras. There's not just birds here, there's all sorts of amazing marsupials and lots of different critters. Alright, so as you can see, there's a lot of sulphur-crested cockatoos, probably one of the most common and the most famous animal, not famous animal, but famous bird in Australia, and they're loving these sunflower seeds. Alright, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everywhere. These are one of the loudest birds in the world, probably, because a whole flock of these can be as loud as a rock concert, literally the same amount as decibels. Hello mate. So close to them. Cockatoos are parrots, and what parrots have is they're one of the only animals in the world that has a bone inside of its tongue. And that's why some parrots, not usually these guys, but parrots in South America such as macaws or scarlet macaws can actually mimic human speech. Clever, aren't you? Wow. Oh, having a little bit of a scrap. But I could probably do a bit more. I don't know. It's ate off my hand. Okay, I don't want to get too friendly with him eating off my hand because I know what that beak is capable of. I don't want to lose a finger today. Such wonderful creatures. Hello mate. Literally got 4 sulphur-crested cockatoos less than a metre away from me. This is incredible. Alright. It's probably best I don't feed them too much because then they'll end up getting chubby. Oh. So, I'll leave them. Bye bye. Oh no, don't want to get touched. Just one more. Pecked me a bit there. Alright, see you mate. Kill them. Absolutely amazing that was. Just like you and I, cockatoos actually have a dominant foot. Scientists have actually found that their most common dominant foot is their left foot, not their right foot like you or I. This means that Mohammed Salah would have made a great cockatoo. Cockatoos have some of the best longevity of any birds in the world. They usually live for about 50 years in the wild. The longest living cockatoo was Cookie, who lived at the Brookfield Zoo in Chicago. Cookie lived till he was 83 years old. flocks of cockatoos are often seen damaging people's balconies and stealing from wheelie bins. There are 21 species of cockatoo across Australia, Indonesia and the Philippines. The Dandenong Ranges aren't just home to silly cockatoos, but a whole different variety of Australian parrots. Alright, so I just come across what is Australia's most common parrot. It's this, the rainbow lorikeet. There's two of them in there. They're lovely, lovely birds. They're quite sweet and charming, but really they're quite aggressive. See, what they'll do is sometimes they'll kick some things like cockatoos and other parrot species out of their nest when they're out there in a tree, and they'll invade their nest. You can see there. I put some sunflower seeds out for them. It's not great to do that all the time because sometimes they can get really, really chubby. But I put them out for them today because they probably haven't fed in a while. So see if I can get a tiny bit closer to them. Hello. If I get any closer, they might fly away, so I want to keep my distance. Something very unique about the rainbow lorikeets. Something very unique about the rainbow lorikeet's tongue. It's very fluffy. You see, they have a fluffy tongue for when they fly into eucalyptus trees and get all the nectar out. They use that fluffy tongue just to suck and just sort of grab it out, I guess. It's a dead tree over here now. It's all fluffy. Looks like he's been in a washing machine or something. Back over there. Very active lorikeets today. Wow. Right, I guess I'm going to leave them chirp away. See what else we can get our hands on. Back when Australia was first colonised, you could only find rainbow lorikeets in bushlands and nowhere else. But now, with the introduction of more eucalyptus trees in urban areas, you can probably find rainbow lorikeets in your backyard. While native here, rainbow lorikeets are classified as an invasive species in Western Australia, Tasmania and New Zealand. Rainbow lorikeets boom in such high numbers, and in fact I can hear these exact birds right now outside my house while doing this voiceover. Alright, so I was in the motel and there's something that links to one of the animals we'd like to find. This, as you know, is a Arnott's biscuit. Now, on the Arnott's biscuit, the mascot of this company is a parrot. Now, people think that this is a rosella, which is a very common bird in this area, but it's not. You see, this is a Mexican species of parrot, and it was designed by the man who invented Arnott's, William Arnott. His daughter actually designed this bit right here. But a lot of people, most people think that it's a rosella. So just come across the animal I was hoping to find here, the crimson rosella. You can tell he's right up there in the tree, a bright red and blue colour, lovely coloration on him. And the rainbow lorikeets are still over there as well, if you want to have a look at them. But these are a very common bird in Australia. They're both very common birds in Australia, I may add. But you can get rosellas very mixed up. They're all very similar. You got these ones, you got eastern rosellas. You got others that come in like a green and yellow colour. There's all sorts of rosellas all across Australia. It's just a lovely bird. There's always birds out here. They're having a nibble at the ones that the lorikeets are going at. They're gorgeous birds. Wow. Guess I better leave him be. The Dandenong Ranges were created from an extinct volcano 373 million years ago. The volcano stood at about 633 meters tall. The word Dandenong comes from the local Boonwurrung people, meaning high mountains. The Dandenong Ranges are also the birthplace of the great Steve Irwin, who grew up in Fern Tree Gully. Alright, so I just found, well, I think you all know what this bird is. It's called the kookaburra. Now, kookaburra is actually an Aboriginal word. It means laughing one of the bush. And you obviously know why it's called the laughing one of the bush, because it makes that noise, that that wasn't a very good impression, but you know what I mean. Now, it's just a lovely bird. I love how sharp that beak is. If you're a snake or a frog that a kookaburra hunts, you'll be in quite a pickle when one of them comes after you. Now, they come in pairs, because there's one over here and there was another one, but I think he's gone now. Oh no, he's right on the ground right there. Hello, mate. Yeah, that's what I love about the Dandenong. Sometimes you'll be a nice, peaceful, quiet afternoon, then all of a sudden you can hear one of these guys off in the distance. They're super, super loud. Probably one of the most iconic birds of Australia, along with the emu. They're amazing birds. Got blue on them as well. It's a very odd colour combination. They got white, brown, and then blue on the wings. A stripy tail. It's great. Birds in the Dandenongs come in all sorts of sizes, from small to big. So I just found yet another amazing bird in Melbourne. We're in the Bears, I can't actually pronounce it, Bears National Park at the moment. There's an emu right off there in the distance, the second largest bird in the world. Now, I have filmed them quite a few times here, but you can't deny how amazing these birds are. In fact, they're the only animal in the world to ever beat man in war. And they're quick. I'd say they're probably quicker than me. And the biggest bird in the world is the ostrich, up ahead of these guys. They're kind of like the walking bush of Australia. They're found all over the place. They're found in forests like this. And then they're also found in deserts. Sometimes you can find them in the snow in the Australian Alps. It's also here in Victoria. It's quite a far way off in the distance now. Again, it's another bird that has blue on it. It's blue. You don't see blue very much in the natural world, and in the natural world, blue actually means poison. That's actually why a blue-tongued lizard's tongue is blue. So if a kookaburra or something wants to go and attack it, with its tongue, and it will scare it away because it's saying, I'm blue, I'm poisonous, don't mess around with me. And I think our emu has, oh no, I can still slightly see him. Be very tricky to see now, but I'll leave him be. Emus don't have any teeth, so they will intentionally swallow large rocks to help them grind up their food. Back in the Jurassic period, Stegosaurus did this exact same thing, which shows how dinosaur-like they are. Right, so we filmed a lot of birds in this video, but if we look in there, we see a marsupial. This is called a swamp wallaby, and he's just bounced off. Wasn't around for long, but it's called a swamp wallaby because of that swampy coloration on its fur. And they also live in a lot of swamps, very common in Victoria, and you can find them in eastern South Australia and New South Wales, I think, and they love going in very folio heavy areas like this. So if you look around over here, you've got a lot of folio, a lot of ferns. They love going in here, and that's exactly why we found a swamp wallaby right here. As we can see, this swamp wallaby has a joey. So just found yet another swamp wallaby. Amazing wallaby, and he's off. Exactly like the last one. If we go up here, we might be able to get a glimpse of him. I have to be very quiet. Oh yeah, see his ears. See his face right in there. And he's off. You'll quite often find wallabies in different sorts of parts of a forest to kangaroos, their bigger cousins. And that's because they're a bit more plucky than kangaroos. They're quite little, quite squirmy. They can get into other positions, while kangaroos are more grazing animals. They like going over a flat area of space within a forest. Is he still there? Apparently. So there's another one. Oh yes. There's another one right near the blue pole. It might be hard to pick up on camera, but if I just edge closer to him, might be able to get him. Wasn't great. He just hopped off. You can tell it's a female wallaby though, because I could see its pouch. There was nothing in there. Oh, another one. Surrounded by swamp wallabies. He's also off. Quite skittish creatures. 4 wallabies in one area. Yeah. I cannot see him. I think these wallabies are just going to bounce away of any opportunity I get to film them. So it's best just to leave them be. There are multiple reasons why a swamp wallaby is called a swamp wallaby. Some say it's because of their swampy coloration. While others say it's because of their smelly, swampy odour. If you told a swamp wallaby he was named after how he smelt, I think he'd be very upset with you. So for this reason, I think they should be called swamp wallabies for their coloration. Okay, so very, very far away in the distance, there's a kookaburra as well. That's what I'm looking at. There's an eastern grey kangaroo, a very common kangaroo on the east coast of Australia. Right off in the distance. They're so hard to see. They camouflage in so well, like big furry hopping chameleons. Now the difference between this one and the western grey kangaroo that you see in South Australia and Western Australia is these are a bit lighter fur, a bit paler. Well, I also think their fur's a little bit rougher as well, while the western grey kangaroos are more smoothly furred. Still in there. The things are so hard to see because if you look at all the tree stumps around the place, look exactly like that. And there's some more hopping over here. One of the most iconic ways of getting around in the animal kingdom. But they don't just hop, they also sort of crawl and move their legs forward. It's a very interesting way of moving. Such lovely creatures. Thank you all very much for watching. Sadly, it's time for the video to end. I've had a lovely time here in the Dandenong Ranges and Victoria, and now it's time for me to head back to South Australia. So thank you very much for watching.